All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming. My name's Steve Ray, and I'm here from the Texas Music Office in the Governor's Office. And I'm here to tell you something you already know. We got a lot of great music in Texas. We got a lot of great singers, songwriters, performers who are all proud to call Texas home.
Thanks for joining us today at the famous Continental Club. I can't think of a better place for us to launch this Texas Music Project, which is going to culminate in our Texas Music issue in December. It'll come out December 1st, and we're going to have a CD and a compilation of Texas music, trying to tell the big story about the music of Texas and how it fits into the American songbook.
I'm Roger Hodge. I'm the editor of the magazine. This is Rick Clark, our music editor, and my partner in this very complicated and difficult endeavor of putting together a special music issue devoted to Texas. I mean, it's a huge challenge, so we're very excited. The thing that we do is we go deep, we go comprehensive, but we don't go encyclopedic. So we're going to go and find the stories that haven't been told about the essential artists that are not household names, but also the stories that might surprise you about some of the great artists that we all think we know everything about. The highlight of the issue is really the compact disc, and Rick is the master. He's been doing the compact disc for the Oxford American for many years.
I can't express enough how excited we are to be doing this. I mean, we are really thrilled. When Roger and I first started talking about doing these issues together, it was almost like in the first 2 minutes or something we said, Texas. It was like, oh yeah, Texas.
Thank you. What a nice introduction. I can hardly wait to hear what I have to say. When I was 16 years old, I was a sophomore at Adamson High School, and they had an assembly. And so I get out there, and all of a sudden, one of the cheerleaders came out at this assembly with a guitar and said, here's a song I wrote. And that cheerleader's name was Michael Murphy. At that point, it came to me that here was a songwriter. It's the first guy I'd ever seen that said, here's a song I wrote, and he's singing. He was a songwriter. And so at that point, myself and 3 other fellows decided to form this band. So we formed this band. We'd been together about 2 or 3 months, and one of the guys suggested that we get instruments and learn to play them, because we were going nowhere. So we got a mandolin, a banjo, and some bongos, and we went nowhere immediately. So that, like I say, and I feel very fortunate as an old cat, and to be able to still write songs and perform and go around. I'm very, very grateful for that. I feel that Oxford American Magazine, to be a part of that, the way that they're going to do this, that it will show the respect and also some of the humor and how significant the Texas music scene is, and I think it's in pretty good hands. It's going to be a good read. Thank you.
One of the biggest things that they told me they're going to feature in this issue is us underdogs. Like Ray said, he's 66 going on Letterman. I was 50, and we do have an audience. We're lucky enough to have people support our original music, and it is all over the world. When I go, I'm sure Ray is this way too. Every Texan that goes to Europe, they ask you where you're from. You don't say I'm from the U.S. You say I'm from Texas, and there's a lot of pride in that. And I'm really proud to be a part of this magazine, doing this issue. There's so much you got your work cut out for you though, covering the music in Texas. There's a lot of it, and I'm glad it's going to be finally exposed to everybody. I'll get out of here.
Dale's right that Oxford American does have a lot of ground to cover Texas music, because it encompasses so many styles and genres of music, and no matter what style of music you're talking about, there almost always is a Texan somewhere near the forefront and the cutting edge. I'd hate to think what rock and roll would have been without Texans like Buddy Holly and Janis Joplin, and country music without Willie and Waylon, and then, of course, Western swing music without Bob Wills. Thank you again to Oxford American and for shining a light on Texas music and our heritage. And as the great Bob Wills would say, oh, thank you for being there.
Yeah, I love great music, and we've obviously got some tremendous music in our state here in Texas. And I love Austin as well. There's a good reason we're sitting here in Austin, Texas right now. They've been placed that more so than any other allows a stage for these musicians, more so than any other place on the globe, really. For me, you know, I'm going to leave a whole lot of people out, but for me, the quintessential voice when I say country music, and I get asked this, you know, what voice is your favorite country musician? I always say Wylie. I've been privileged to get to listen to, talk to, and spend some time with and be friends with another legend living, Willie Nelson. I have broken many a sweat and woke up in the morning with a very sore neck from being on the front row at an Archangel's concert. I have had one of those lazy Tuesday afternoons at the Pecan Street Festival where you're walking around putting on an early day buzz, letting your ear lead you to where you want to go. Trickled down a back alley and came across a stage with 8 people in front of it, and that turned out to be James McMurtry. And yes, I did in 1999 at 2:37 in the morning make my small little mark in Texas music when I got arrested on those bongos. Case was dropped. Somebody else paid. I think somebody else paid the $50, and we're still okay. But the Oxford American is a classy magazine. You know, they've done different states. They write about the South. They're going to do their music issue about music here in Texas. The magazine, as I think Dale said, the challenge is going to be editing, obviously, because there is so much great music here. But what we're here for today is just going to hopefully give their project a little bit of a boost. You know, this is to kickstart their project. They're a nonprofit organization, so obviously the passion is what's driving them to do what they do. They love music, they love the South, and they're going to write about our great state and the music that comes from it. Just keep living. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. We want you to be engaged with the process. If you haven't signed up in the back of the room, please do, so we can keep you posted on how the music project's coming.